How can that be that in the United States of America that I am paying so much for insulin? $1,000 pay got me 6 months of insulin for my son. And what's so incredible to me, I paid $1,000. You know, that's still less than what I pay a month in the United States. How can we be the greatest country and I am paying that much? How am I paying that much? $1,000, and it's still less than what I pay for 1 month.
That insulin retails me at a CVS in Minnesota, $340. When
All right, tell people $340.
$340 for this vial.
And how long, roughly speaking, will this last?
That will last me 1 to 2 weeks.
Okay, $340 for this, 1 to 2 weeks.
To keep me alive. And let's be very clear, for a type 1 and for some type 2, so 7.5 million Americans, this is their life support.
This is life or death.
This is life or death right here. This is not an optional medication.
You go over the Canadian border, what are you paying for the same product?
Depending on the pharmacy we go to in Canada, in US dollars, it's going to cost us between $26 and $30. About
So
12 times less.
And this young man, for the quote-unquote crime of having diabetes, felt guilty about the financial burden you're placing on your family. Is that the case?
Exactly.
And you rationed?
Exactly. I
your
rationed
insulin.
my insulin. I ate less. I did whatever I could. That way my family wouldn't have to keep sacrificing for it.
Did you hear that? We're talking about the United States of America, the wealthiest country in the history of the world. All right, you ration your medicine, you ration your insulin. What impact that have on your body?
So, I mean, as Quinn spoke earlier, there was a DKA, diabetic ketone acidosis, where you're eating your muscles and breaking them down. And so, being a college athlete, I suffered not only on the field but also in the classroom, and I wasn't able to take care of my body as I should have.
He only bought 1 vial of insulin and was trying to make that 1 vial of insulin last an entire month.
So what people are doing though, besides rationing insulin, they're also using the diabetes black market, because basically it's like this online community of old diabetics which are trading and giving and donating diabetes supplies.
I keep thinking, how's he gonna pay for rent? How's he going to pay for utilities? How's he gonna live? I mean, so what do you sacrifice, living or life?
My dad does a lot of business in India as well. He goes to India and brings insulin back for me, almost in excess, because he knows he can get 4 times the amount there, and it's okay if 1 expires than even buying 1 from the US.
How do I meet paying tuition? How do I meet paying our household bills? How do I meet paying for the medicine that I have to keep my son alive? So we made hard decisions. You know, we say, okay, we'll not pay the electric bill this month, but we'll catch up next month.
It feels like you're robbing the pharmacy.
What did you end up paying, $36?
$36, but far cry from $340.
I think so. All right, good.
This here Novolog for us costs $487 a month. And here we're going to pay between $30 and $36 for this vial of insulin. So $720 for 6 months of insulin. $720 would not buy us 1 month of insulin. We're saving $10,000 today.
So they are paying here less than 1/10 of what they're paying in Indiana.
Yes.
At a time when the manufacturers of insulin made $14.5 billion in profit last year. Now, why do our people pay far more for prescription drugs than people in other countries? Why are there no restrictions on what a drug company can charge? And why is it that tomorrow the medicine that you use may be doubled or tripled in price? So as Americans, what we have got to ask ourselves is, how come the same exact medicine, in this case insulin, is sold here in Canada for 1/10 of the price that it is sold in the United States. And it has everything to do with two factors. Number one, the incredible greed of the pharmaceutical industry. The three major manufacturers of insulin, and they control 90% of the market. And just coincidentally, it seems that they raised their prices at about the same rate at the same time. And the prices, Quinn, have gone up how much over the last many years?
20 years, it's gone up 1,200%.
1,200%, just coincidentally. All right? It is collusion, it is corruption, and it is greed.
People always say, oh, you're being too vocal. I don't feel I'm being vocal enough. We are not being vocal enough. When is enough enough? I mean, how many more?
Get louder.
Yeah, we got to get louder. How many kids are going to have to make this sacrifice and die? Think how many had died because of this. I could have lost my son because of insurance and because of pharmaceutical, because of greed. I think, how can you sleep at night knowing that kids can't afford insulin? How is that possible?
Look, at the end of the day, it is an embarrassment for those of us who are Americans. We love our Canadian neighbors and we thank them so much. But we should not have to come to Canada to get the medicine we need for our kids to stay alive. We can do that in America. But what we need is a Congress and a president who is going to take on the greed and corruption of the pharmaceutical industry.